if there is fear of the big vision that you have, then you've got to reground that. Well, what would it feel like? And I really spend time doing this in my quiet time. What would it feel like for this to happen?
Right.
You know, what would it feel like? And if it's a positive association, we're going to lean into it. If it's a negative one, we are going to resist it every time. And so you've got to reground, you know, fear of success with really joy of the possibility of success.
Yeah.
And you've got to see it. I mean, you know that you've got to have that vision in front of you and able to access it, because the world is crazy and it's looking crazier every day. You know what I mean? So you've got to have your focus and be able to dispel other people's naysaying, you know, their words, their doubts. It just becomes irrelevant the more you focus on the vision.
Yeah, vision is important. That's what helps you, like not worrying about too much about your fear and everything. It just helps you, guide you through like where you want to be. And most people don't have that. Like as the beginning of the year, most entrepreneur and business owners, they don't have any written plan for the whole year or even the 5 years vision, and they don't know where they want to be. They're just traveling around, started a new business, and there is no step by step how I find my customers, how am I going to expand my team, where can I look, and when should I look, and why is the actual plan in terms of like in your growth. So if you don't have any growth into 100 plan, then obviously you'll be fearful, right?
Absolutely, you will. And that's where that unknown sneaks in, because you haven't casted that vision. You haven't even forecasted. I'll talk to entrepreneurs that sometimes are in fear, like, well, I can't forecast because I don't know what it's going to look like. You have to have an intention. You have to have a roadmap. I mean, you know, otherwise you end up anywhere. And so that the more you plan, I have that written down, like to focus in, you've got to have that plan. You've got to not just say, oh, this is how much I want to make this year. How are you going to do that? X number of sales, X this, how are you going to do that? What is it going to cost you? But really taking time to sit down, which is funny. I usually try to do it at the end of the previous year, but lost some time with sickness. And so I'm talking to all of my mentees, all of my members this week in my organization, saying, you guys, before the end of the month, sit down and plan. I'm talking your social media, your revenue, your team plans, you know, what are your top 3 goals? What do you need to focus on every quarter? And then really planning stuff out. And I really encourage people to plan down to the week. And so, you know, you may not do it all 52 weeks, but at least for the next 3 months, if you have a plan, you have something to focus on, and fear doesn't feel so overwhelming. Fear doesn't feel so overwhelming.
You're just breaking it down in a chunk. So that's how like you made it easy for you. So you mentioned like a revenue goal. Some wants to make it 250,000 and they only made last year 20,000 and 30,000. They'll be fearful and they'll be overwhelmed. Like, how can I achieve that? But when you actually write it down, it's not that big. It's like $20,000 a month and then $5,000 a week. And what I need to do, if you're selling $5,000 product, sell one a week. Then it's not that bad. Like comparing to you seeing the giant vision, giant goal, and not trying to achieve it, right?
And I think baby steps, those, you know, breaking it down into small chunks, that's hard for entrepreneurs because most of us are leapers. We're designed to leap, not step. And so you really have to take that time to just think, because I truly believe that we've got these blueprints inside of us. And if you just stop to take the time to think and take your eyes off of all the world freaking out, because that's key, because that'll keep you in fear, and focus in. Because the other thing that's happening to businesses that are able to do that is they are expanding, they are growing. They are taking, the entrepreneurs are taking time to think. We heard it at the beginning of the pandemic a lot. We're pivoting, but you're able to see possibility when you couldn't before. And I can't talk enough about focus. Focus is one of the key tools to come against fear when you're dealing really to eliminate your distractions and make sure you're clear what you're saying yes to, but even more importantly, what are you saying no to? Because distractions will keep you in fear because you can't get the time on task you need to actually execute. And so I can't talk enough about fearlessness and focus and how they go side by side.
Yeah, let's talk about focus. I'm interested as well. And this is one of the part of thing I really like most as well, because when I started my career, I used to travel around, like I'm doing one thing, two things at the same time, or I'm doing this business and that business. And none of the business is growing exponentially like how I wanted. Then I had to regroup and find like which thing I'm good at, which one is working for me, and where is my passion at. And then I just clearly one focused, and that's why my business grew from zero to like $1 million company now within like less than 3 years. But before that, I was like doing one thing here, one thing there. I'm just trying to sell something on eBay. I'm trying to sell something on Amazon, and I'm doing online marketing in the same time, and nothing is going nowhere. Then had to regroup and find my focus. So entrepreneurs like always looking for like a shiny object. They see something, and especially like a new internet world, YouTube and everything, Facebook, there's a new random gurus telling you something, oh, you need to start this business, you get into Bitcoin, you need to get into NFTs and so many other things where the most focus you needed, where it's actually making you money, right? You can triple your income and 5 times the income. So how can someone like stay focused on their game and build something meaningful next 5 years and 10 years?
It's so good. Well, I gotta, I tell people know your distractions. There's three type of distractions. There are self-sabotaging distractions,
Mm,
where that's fear-based, where I'm really scared. I don't believe in my own greatness or my ability to pull this off. So I'm just going to constantly sabotage myself.
yeah.
There's controllable distractions, and then there's uncontrollable distractions. So if you can eliminate the self-sabotage, if you can eliminate the controllable distractions, you have the ability to turn your cell phone off and not be distracted by that text or that call. We have the ability to control our environments, but with so much technology jumping at us all the time,
Yeah.
you can feel like you're always at effect. You always have to respond. And so those things are controllable. We can control, certain what I call the gateways, where the drama comes in. Then there's uncontrollable. There's going to be, your class shut down and you have to now teach your kids for the day, or those are things that you cannot control. And if those are the only things we're managing, we can do this, because you can begin to eliminate distractions. So I am absolutely serious about guarding my time, and about, I don't even pick up the phone. I have to get the stuff out I need to get out before I let other people come in and distract me.